payment method in the vendor master record. So we'll just check it. Actually, we have just done with the automatic payment program how to configure it. So these are the steps we have followed. These are the 6 steps we have followed. Now if we need to just check that if we have just assigned the payment method M, which we have just defined. So if we have just assigned that payment method in our vendor master record 821, so that we just assign under the company code segment, then under the payment transaction, press enter button. For the company code Ericsson, press enter button. So here the payment method is not assigned. Now let's suppose if the payment method is not assigned, so system will not process the payment if any outstanding, if there would be any due payment for this vendor. Now to just check it if the system will just process it or not, so what we do, we for some time we will not select or we will not assign the payment method in this vendor master record, and after that when we will just see the system is not processing it, then we'll just come back and assign it, and we will also see just hello, hi Mansa. Hello, hi Manasa.
Yes, Jitesh.
Yeah, actually we have just started just now only. Okay, so till now we have
Okay.
just covered the automatic payment program configuration, and we were at step number 9 where we need to assign the payment method in the vendor master record. So we can just with the XK0, are you able to record the session?
Uh, yes, I can. I'm able to record the session.
Okay, so we can just see the payment method is not assigned in the vendor master record. So what message system will just or what would be the impact if we don't assign the payment method in the vendor master record? So that we'll just see. So after that we'll just again come back to this master record and assign the relevant payment method in this vendor master record. And here it is saying that just enter any purchase invoice for your vendor. So we'll just see if we have any due invoice for all, for both of us, for both of our vendor. So we can just go to the FBL1 and check the overdue or due invoices for one to all from one time as well as normal vendor. So just click on execute button. So there are no line item. So we can just go to the F-43 and process the line item. So date is 28th of October 2016. So press F4 option, enter. So we have first normal vendor, and let's suppose the amount is 79,000, and business area we have it is Ericsson only. Then being purchase, we also have purchase from 31 vendor. Which vendor? One time. How much? Let it be 51,000. So here we have to just give the name of that vendor. Let's suppose the vendor name is Steve and the city is New York. Press enter button, it will take you to the invoice. So the invoice detail we can just enter as amount is 51,000. Business area again Ericsson. Terms of payment you can just mention as 0001. Then text being purchase. Then we can just close it. So let's suppose 400,000 raw material consumption account and amount is asterisk. Then the business area is Ericsson and text is plus, and then overview the entry and process it. Just save it. Now we will have one more entry for a normal vendor so that we can block one invoice and the process another invoice. So for that reason we'll have one more invoice we'll enter. So for the normal vendor 821, press enter button, and that invoice amount is let it be 59,000, and it is for the Ericsson business area. So purchase being purchase 40 raw material consumption account, amount asterisk, Ericsson is your business area, text plus overview the item, and then save. So these are the postings we have for our normal as well as one-time vendor. Now we can just see them under the FBL1 and transaction code, where we just see the vendor line item. So just for all your vendor, give the range as 1 to all. So you can just display their open item. Now if we just run the automatic payment program, for which we have just yesterday done the configuration, so system will just see the due line item. So it will just go to the FBL1 end and just see the due line item and accordingly make the payment. So here we can just see there are two line items we have for the normal vendor, and we have one line item open for the one-time vendor, and it is 51,000. Now if we need to just process the payment, so for that we can just go with transaction code F110. F110. So sometimes this transaction code is also referred in the interview. Why we use F110? So which transaction code we have for running the automatic payment program? So we can just say that it is F110. Though it is activity of the end user, but sometimes end user finds the difficulty or the problem issue while running the or while executing this automatic payment program. So that is the reason we should do the testing. We should familiar with this T code. So here we will run this T code in this command box F110. So here the system will just give you the run date and identification. So run date is the date on which you run this automatic payment program. It is not mandatory that you have to give the current date or the date on which you are running it. So you can also enter the previous date also, but ideally we just enter the date on which we are running this automatic payment program. Then when you will be running on a particular date, so if you are running it for the multiple times, so each time we have to give a different ID, so that later on if you want to retrieve any information for any automatic payment program run, so you can just by giving this ID you can just retrieve that information. So for example, if we want to see that if we have just given a ID for the automatic payment program as X, so I want to check that for that automatic payment program X, if there was successful automatic payment run or there was some issue or we have just done some part of it. So that information we can just come to know with the help of that ID only. Now if we just give the run date as today's date, that is 28th of October 2016, and if we just give the ID as October 28, now here you can just see it is saying that no parameters entered ID. If you remember yesterday we have gone through the 4 steps of automatic payment program, where we have the first step maintain parameters, and then we have schedule proposal, then we have the payment program and print program. So first we will just maintain the parameters. So for that we can just go to the parameter tab. Here we have enter that up to which date you want to consider your line item. So if you want to consider your line item up to 28th, up to 30th, up to 25th, up to 20th, accordingly you can just enter here the document enter date. Then we have the company code. So which company code you want to be part of this automatic payment program. So we can have multiple company code enter here along with the payment method. So for example, in our case we have a company code Ericsson, payment method is M, and the next payment when we will be doing it. So let's suppose 5th of November 2016. So which set of vendor you want to select for the automatic payment program. So here you can also enter one to all, or if you have a particular range for the vendor, you can just enter that range. Then click on save option, or if you can just go to the addition log if you want to find out the detail for this run for all your vendor, which or for a set of vendor, you want to just check their due date and payment method. So you can just give the range for those vendors also. So I have entered one to all. Click on save option, and then again you can just go back to the status tab. Just click on the status tab. Here the system will just change your uh, payment, this update. So now we can just see it is showing you the parameters that have been entered. Now once the parameters have been entered, we can just see system has now started showing us the button like the schedule proposal, payment run. So before the payment run, we will just click on the schedule proposal. So here we need to just click on start immediately. So this start computer is not mandatory. You can keep it blank, or if you just press F4 option, automatically system will just drive your target computer. It is, let's suppose, VIS in our case. Now press enter button, and then again it is saying that proposal is running. Proposal is running, so we need to just create this proposal. So what we need to do, so here this is the refresh button, status button. So you need to just keep pressing this button, or you can also keep pressing the enter button, so your proposal will be created. So we need to just keep pressing the enter button until unless your proposal is created. Now once your proposal is created, we can just go for the display and changes. So for example, first we'll just go for the display. So here we have the display proposal. Click on this. You can just see, so both of the invoices, or the both of the payment amount, system has just selected under the exception list. So when the system will just consider it under the exception list when the payment line item will be coming with the red color. So if the red button, so if the payment amount will come with the green color, it means that all the things are okay. So we can just go for the next step. But here we cannot go for the next step until unless we get this issue resolved. So here you can just see the payment method is coming as blank. So why the system has not processed? Because we have not assigned the payment method. So what we can do, we can just go back, and if due to some reason, if we just click on the payment run and system will not generate any payment document, so the next time when you will be executing this automatic payment program, system will just give you the error even if all the things are okay, even if you have assigned the payment method. Why? Because here you have one program that is for which the payment document has not generated. So if the payment document has not generated and you have that program available or keep remain in the system, so the next time when you will be running the another program, so system will not process your program successfully. So for that, what we need to do, we need to just remove it from the system. So even if you have gone to the next step, payment run, so what you need to do, you need to just go to the menu edit and delete this step, delete this program. Why? Because this is the unsuccessful attempt. So we need to just remove all the unsuccessful attempt. Why? Because the next time you will not be able to process it. Now how we can just remove the unsuccessful this attempt? So here we have not gone up to the payment run, we have only gone to the proposal. So what we can do, we can just go to the menu edit, and here otherwise you would have gone to the delete output, but here there is no need to go to the delete output since there is no output. So here we can just go to the proposal and delete it. Then similarly, you can just go to the menu, you can just again go to the edit and delete the parameter as well. Now what we need to do, we need to just assign the payment method in the vendor master record. So for that, where we can go, so we can just open another screen where we can just take the transaction code XK02, and here we have the vendor, and the vendor payment method we can just assign as M. So here we have the automatic payment program, automatic payment transaction, and we can just assign the payment method M. But if we need to just assign more than one method, how we can do it? So here you can just press select the checkbox. So automatically system will just select the multiple payment method. So in our case, so here we have assigned three payment method is equal to A and M. So just click on save option. Likewise, you can assign the payment method for your one-time vendor also. So for the one time we have the number, it is 107 to 1. So we can just go to that master record and assign the payment method. So here we can just change the number or just search for the one time vendor. So it is 831 and just go to the payment method. We can just select as M. Once again we can just go to the automatic payment program and give the ID. So just go to the maintain parameter, give the company code as Ericsson, payment method M, next run date would be, next run date would be 5th of November when we'll be doing the same activity. So here we will select all the vendor, click on save option, then you can go to the addition log and here you can just select due date, check payment method for, you want to check all your vendor, so you can just select all. Otherwise, if you want to just select only for the one vendor, accordingly you can just give the vendor number. Now just click on, or let's suppose this 21. So just click on save option, go to the status. So here this time again we can just go to the proposal and start immediately, and then press enter button after giving the target computer. So here it is saying the proposal is running. Keep pressing the enter button. So proposal has been created. Display the proposal. You can just see this time both the amounts are coming with the green button. So why? Because here we have assigned the payment method M. Now you can just make the changes. For making the changes, you need to just go to the change proposal and select all accounting clerk, press enter button. So what change you want to have? So let's suppose just click on change. You can just change your payment house bank, your account ID, and here we have choose option where you can just block your vendor line item. So we have two line item for this vendor, uh, normal 79 59. For example, I want to block my invoice 59, so I don't want to pay the, I don't want to process the payment for my open item 59,000. So I can just block it. So just click on block option. So it is asking for the payment block. So just select the payment block. Any one reason we can just select payment block and press enter button. The color will change from black to blue, and both the invoices got blocked. So we can just unblock it. Go to change. So we can just remove the payment block. So here we can just see the system will just process one invoice of 79,000, and system has just blocked the another invoice of 59,000. Now if we just process the payment, system will make only two check, one for 79 and another for 51 for the normal and one time vendor. So here if we just go back and go for the, so here you can just see one more line, one more updation will be updated by the system. So here it is saying that the payment proposal has been edited. So this is not the mandatory steps that you have to go through. So this step can be skipped also. So we can just go to the payment run, that is the next step, step number third. So here if the payment start immediately is not selected, we can just select this checkbox, press enter button. So here it is saying that the payment run is running. Keep pressing the enter button until unless system will just generate and complete your document. So here we can just see system has just generated two documents and two completed. Now we need to just get them printed. So for the printout we cannot go to the schedule printing. So first we will just go to the printout medium. So we'll just give the information. So just click on printout medium. Here we have to just give the name of the variant. For example, if you remember yesterday when we have just gone through the FBZP where we have just configured the automatic payment program. So we have just gone to the step number 3, payment method in country. So we have just given the name of the data set and name of the program RFFUS. So the same name you can just take it here. So for example, we have the country US and the method is M. Just go to the detail. So we just go down for the processing of printing. So here it is saying that you can just go for the program RFFUS. So this is the program RFFUS, and for that you can just go to the name of the dataset print. We have just given a random number as Ericsson 1. So here we can just enter the same name Ericsson 1 and just click on a variant. So here we will just make a variant of this Ericsson 1 and select all, continue. Now here you can just give the program date, run date, ID and all the other relevant information. For example, we are running it on today, we are running on 28th of October 2016 and it is October 28 ID. So for which paying company code? So it is for the paying company code Ericsson, and here you can just see system has just selected a payment method as C. So if you want to give the range, so it can be from C to Z, also Z, or if you just enter here asterisk sign, system will take all the payment method, or if you want to select here M, so here you can just enter the payment method M. Then the business area you can just provide as Ericsson. Then the house banking detail can also be given, house banking ID. So it is city B at city C as a account ID. Then you can also give the check lot number here. So here the check lot number is Citibank checkbook, and here under the printing you need to just select the check boxes for the check, payment advice and summary, and again you need to just select the print immediately checkbox for these three items: checks, payment advice and summary. Here we have not been assigned to any printer, so what we can do, we can just give the ID for the testing printer. So for the testing printer we can give the reference of LP01, that is our testing printer, so that through this we can also view the check, payment advice and summary. Now here we have option do not void any check. So system will not, for the testing, system will not void any of our check stationery. So here this is reason we have just selected the do not void, otherwise system may also void some of the checks while printing the checks while doing the testing. So here it is saying that the number of sample printout we need 2. No, we don't require any sample printout. Now just click on variant and give the job name. So let's suppose we have just given the job name as October 28, and then click on save option and then go back. Again it will ask you that all this information which we have just provided, it will get saved under the Ericsson variant. Whenever you will just next time give the reference of Ericsson 1, so system will not ask you for again and again the same detail. System will just present you the same detail as default. If you want to make the changes you can do it, otherwise you can just go and go for the print program. Now here we can just go back Here again it will ask you to save the information. Now this time we can just go to the printout, and here we have to just ensure that this start immediately should be selected. Now this is the job name, we have October 28th, so just press enter button, and here you can just see the message that it has been scheduled. Now we need to just execute it. So for this we will just go to the menu, and then we will just go to the services and output control. Click on the output control. Now just click on the execute button. Click on execute button. So here the system will just show you your payment summary, advice and payment method. Now one by one if we just check them, so here you can just see the number of pages we have, 3333. So if you will just check them, so first we will just go to the spool number and then click on display for the check. So here the system will just display you the check. So here we have the check for the normal vendor Mitsubishi, and this is the check. So here it is saying that this is the payment against this payment document. Check has been issued. It is 100,112 on 28th of October. Currency USD 79,000 is the amount, and this is the bank. This is the bank detail we have. Now, if you remember, we also make some changes in the program. That just a minute. So if you remember, we have made the updation in the configuration. While doing the configuration, we have just given the instruction that on every check, the system should write the company code. So this is the company code we have, and along with the payment department. So accordingly, system has just shown you the detail. Now this is for the normal vendor. What about the one-time vendor? So you can just see we are on the page number 1 out of 3. We can go to the next page, last page, first page. So for example, if you go to the next page, so here this is for the Steve, the one-time vendor, and here this is the check. System has just printed 51,000. Now if you just go back, and if you want to just see the payment advice, so for example here for the 51 or 79,000, what is the breakup? So here the system will just show you the breakup. Since we have only single invoice for the 79,000, system has just shown you the single amount. Otherwise system would have shown you the breakup also. Then the same thing, if you want to just check for a one time, just click on next entry. Here we have 51,000. Now if you want to just check the payment summary, to whom and what through which house bank you have made the payment, you can just check the payment summary. So here the system will just give you the information that the payment has been made to your vendor Mitsubishi Steel one time, and amount is 7951 through the house bank city ID city B, and payment method and M, and your ID, it is city C. So all that information, this is the account number, so we can just give this information to the bank so that we can just process it. Now just go back. So to with this we have just done with this automatic payment program. Now it is saying that after that you can just check your check register if it is updated by a system. So we can just go to the FCHN, and we can just go for the company code Ericsson and then click on execute button. So the system will just show you that two checklists have been made by system. It is 112 and 113, and the amount is 7951 and total is 130. So the check register has been updated by system. If we just check the vendor balance, we can just check the vendor balance, or line item we can just check for these vendors. So just enter the range as 1 to all. So enter the range as 1 to all. So here we can just go to 1 to all option and just check any open item. So you will find only one line item for the normal vendor which you have just blocked. The other invoices system would have cleared. We can just go to the cleared item list and then click on execute button. So date wise, if you want to execute or if you want to just check them, so here we can just give the latest date, so 28th. So the payment has been issued as 7959 and this has been cleared. So this is how we can just execute the automatic payment program. Then after that we have the terms of payment. We have the terms of payment. Now if you just see, we have been following the terms of payment 0001, where if we just purchase today we have to make the payment today, but in the real time this doesn't happen. We take the time, we take the time from 30 days to 60 days or 90 days to just do the payment to our vendor, and sometime also. So if we just do some early payment, for example, the payment time is 30 days, but if we just make the payment after the 20 days from the date of purchase or 10 days advance or 20 days advance, so we may get the discount from the vendor. So in that case, if you want to just get that the cash discount process, or you want to just set up those terms of payment, so for that you can just go to the maintenance of terms of payment, and here we can just maintain the terms of payment according to the due dates, and if any cash discount would be applicable, you can just give that range for your cash discount. So for that we will be doing the terms of payment cash discount. Now for that we have step number 1. It is saying that the maintenance of the terms of payment. So for that we can just go to the path. It is saying that you need to just go to the SPRO IMG and then click on the financial accounting, then account payable receivable, then incoming invoices, then we have business transaction. Under the business transaction, incoming invoices, and under the incoming invoices you will find the maintain terms of payment. So just click on maintain terms of payment. There are already 178 terms of payment available in the system. If you want to create your own, so we have been following this step 01. So if you want to create your own, just click on the new entry, give the ID. So we can just give the ID up to the 4-character goodwill alphanumeric. Let it be Eric, and here we have the text as terms of payment for the company code Ericsson, and here it is saying that if you want to validate this terms of payment for customer and vendor, yes, we want to validate it for both the account type, but if you want to validate only for the one type, so you can just deselect the checkbox for the other account type. Then it is saying that the default for the baseline, so from which date system will just count the number of days. So we want the system to count the number of days from the posting date. So here we'll just select the baseline date as posting date. Then we have the payment term. So here we can just give the information for the discount and number of days up to which we want the system to consider the invoice as a due invoice. So here we can just say that okay, if we just do the payment, if we do the payment from the 20 days from the purchase, so ideally we have to do the payment only after 30 days. So here we'll just enter the maximum number of days here, but if we do the payment uh, after the 20 days, or after that, let's suppose if we just make the payment 20 days early or within the 10 days from the date of purchase, so we'll be getting a discount of 3%. And if we do the payment 20 days from the date of purchase, 10 days advance, so we'll get that discount, it is 2%. So if these are the terms of payment you have, so you can just save this terms of payment and assign these terms of payment in your vendor master record. So here we can just assign these terms of payment in our vendor master record. So here we can just go to the XK02. So we have the normal vendor, it is 821, and for this 821 if you want to make the changes, so just go to the payment transaction. Here you can just see we have the term of payment 0001. We can replace it with Ericsson and then click on save option. Click on save option, then we can just go for the payment. So first we'll just go for the manual payment to the F-43, and here we have the recommended posting date, then we have the period. So here we have the invoice. So how we will come to know that for any particular vendor what are the terms of payment we are issuing, we have maintained in the system, because in the real time we'll be having a number of vendors, we'll be having 1,000 vendors. So for every vendor we cannot remember the terms of payment, but here it is saying that when you will be processing your purchase invoice, when you will be processing, or you will just enter the purchase invoice for the vendor, so system will just show you the terms of payment. So just press enter button. So here we can just see the system is just showing the terms of payment we have for this vendor, it is Ericsson, and under this we will just get the 3% discount if we just make the payment from 10 days from the date of purchase, and 2% from 20 days from the date of purchase, and 30 days. Up to 30 days we are not supposed to do the payment. So after the 30 days our payment invoice will get due, so we can just make the payment. Now here it is saying that what is the payment amount you want to do. So here we can just, or what is the purchase we will be doing. So let's suppose we'll be doing purchase of 10,000, and here we have the business areas Ericsson. Then give the text as being purchase 40 raw material consumption account. Press enter button, amount is asterisk, and it is business area Ericsson, text plus overview the entry, and then save. Now if you will be doing the payment for this vendor, so you can just go to F-53 and just make the payment. Now this time we will not be entering the net amount, sorry, we will be not entering the gross amount, we will be entering the net amount. So the total amount is 10,000, but here if we are just picking a payment from the date of within the 10 days from the date of purchase, so we will enter here the net amount, that is 9,700. So 300, remaining 300 is your cash discount that will be considered by the system as a revenue. So for that revenue we'll be creating a GL also, so that is the cash discount GL. So for that you can just go to the FS00. So here it is saying that post creation of your terms of payment and assignment your vendor master record, you can just create the cash discount. So cash discount is considered as a revenue, and under the account group other income we can create this GL. So the range we are calling for the other income, it is 300, 100 to 199. So between that numbering we can just create this GL master record. So let's suppose if I just give the number as 110 for my cash discount GL. So just click on the new entry button and select the account group as other income and give the type as P&L. So this is the cash discount received from your vendor. Now it is saying that do you want to just select the only balance in local currency line item display sort key 001, and here, or if you want to give it according to post vendor number, so we can have here vendor number, and then 001 G 001 we can have as a field status group. Click on save option. Now here it is saying that when you are just giving the payment, doing it giving the payment, so here we have being payment made to the vendor. now here it is saying that just enter your vendor number, it is 821, and then click on process open item. So the 300 remaining system will just show you another cash discount. This is the invoice, we can deselect 59,000 and then click on save option. click on save option. Why? Because not assigned as 0. So just click on save option. Uh, Okay, actually here it is saying that one step we have just missed. What is that step? It is saying that you have to just assign this cash discount GL for the automatic posting. So how we can assign this GL for the automatic posting? So we can do it with the help of step number 3, and the transaction code is OBXU. Transaction code is OBXU. So we can just go to the OBXU and we can just assign for the chart of account CAER. So here you can just go to the save option. So this is the SKE cash discount receipt. Under the chart of account CAER, we can declare that 300,110 is our cash discount GL. So whenever we'll just receive any discount, that will go to 300,110. Now again we can just go for the payment, and again we'll have F-53, and again we'll have here 200, 100. Business area Dixon, net amount will enter here 9700 being payment to the vendor, and here we have 821 as vendor number. Click on process open item. Now this time if we just deselect 59,000, so 300 we have as a cash discount. Click on save option. System has just created a new item of cash discount, so we can just give the narration as being discount received from the vendor. Now just overview the entry. So the vendor will be debited with the full amount, whereas we have just created our cash account with 9700. So the remaining we have 300 as a revenue. So just click on save option. Now if you just check the cash discount GL, so you will find a credit balance of 300 for that cash discount GL. Click on execute button. So we can just see we have a balance of 300. So this is the cash discount we have to just process manually. But if the same thing we have to just process automatically, so for the when we are just doing the automatic payment, so in that case automatically system will just calculate the discount and process the invoice. So in that case we don't need to calculate the discount and mention the net amount. So automatically the net amount will be taken by system, and after that we have purchase invoice. So the cash discount through the automatic payment program and this purchase return. So this we will be doing in the next class, right? So any question if you have, just let me know.